Honorable Speaker. I've seen that the tools that they were using on, the laws that they were depending on, I really don't give them the tools that they will require. Honorable Speaker, may I say this? This is an extremely painful and difficult petition that has come to the Senate, Honorable Speaker. I don't think it can be more painful. I don't think the Senate can debate a more difficult and a more painful petition than what is before us, Honorable Speaker. I agree with Senator Asige that baby Anita Kuril needed not to go through such a difficult and painful ordeal, especially the people whom she and her parents sought help from, and they are the ones who are supposed to help her after this very unfortunate incident, Honorable Speaker. She was a brave girl, Honorable Speaker. Having lived through this ordeal, Honorable Speaker, for the 4 months since she started her medication, Honorable Speaker, it actually tells that baby Anita Kuril was a brave young girl. She really wanted to live. She fought to live. Despite the negligence of the doctors, Honorable Speaker, she fought on. And actually, from the observations that have been made by the committee, Honorable Speaker, on the day that she collapsed, she was playing outside. That tells you that the baby was fighting on to live. She really wanted to, to keep her life, Honorable Speaker. There's a very thin line between negligence of a doctor and the recommendations that have been proposed by law, Honorable Speaker, of what should be done to a doctor who is negligent. Honorable Speaker, of many professions that we have, Honorable Speaker, if anything goes wrong, there are many ways of remedying and correcting anything that could go wrong. But for a medical doctor in an operating table, one wrong move, we have lost a life. If it was an engineer, Honorable Speaker, maybe even if they had built a 5-walled or a 5-story building, Honorable Speaker, it can be brought down and something can be corrected. If it was a mechanic, Honorable Speaker, the part they have put in that engine can be corrected. But for a medical doctor, once you do the wrong diagnosis, Honorable Speaker, we have lost a life. I'm wondering, Honorable Speaker, whether you watched a video that was in the social media yesterday of a parent who was in deep pain from Igegania Hospital in Gatundu. You saw a father holding their kid. They are holding their daughter. And now the doctors want to come and pick the daughter from the father. And he's asking the doctors, I have been here for the whole day. My daughter has died in my hands. What have you been doing the whole day? And you're saying that you are on strike. What would be more precious than a human life? That father was literally fighting the doctors in that hospital, Honorable Speaker. Can you imagine the pain that was in that father of that daughter, Honorable Speaker? Do you imagine if your parent was to die in your hands and you are seeing the people who are supposed to help you on this particular, in this kind of a situation, Honorable Speaker? You know, Honorable Speaker, many people have spoken about what we in government and what we in leadership ought to do. And there are many things that we ought to do. But of the many things and of the many services that we ought to think and plan in terms of offering services to the people of Kenya, if there is one area that we must be very, very deliberate and put as much effort, as much resources as possible, Honorable Speaker, it will be in the healthcare system. I'm happy that you're on that seat, Honorable Speaker. When one of us was, I don't want to give the story, but one of our colleagues, and you are there yourself, got herself in a situation that she really needed medical attention in some place around Ukambani, Honorable Speaker. When you are taking her to Machakos Level 4 or Level 5 hospital, Honorable Speaker, you actually felt that she could not even make it to the other hospitals that we come to in Nairobi. Maybe she would not have made it to Nairobi Hospital. Maybe you would not have made it to, she really required medical services there and then. The closest medical facility that was there was Machakos Level 5 Hospital, Honorable Speaker. Just imagine. Had that facility not had the services that that senator required, you can imagine what would have happened, Honorable Speaker. If we can't invest in the health care, Honorable Speaker, you have actually aptly put it well. If we have a sick nation, then we don't have a nation. If we cannot have and we cannot invest enough, Honorable Speaker, we have seen the UHC staff for the last about 2 or 3 months. They are always here at the gate. We pass them and sometimes we speak to them. Sometimes we are running away from them. Other time we are going through the parliamentary tunnel because we don't want to meet them at the gate. They come from the gate of the Senate. From the gate of the Senate, they go to the gate of the National Assembly. And I wonder whether you have read the headline of the Daily Nation of today, so that we can understand the anguish that is with the people of Kenya. And I actually wonder what we as leaders and we as politicians and we who have been given authority over the people of Kenya, when we read this, such kind of things and we see such kind of issues, Honorable Speaker, when we watch that video of that father who was holding their father yesterday, when we look at this petition of baby Anita Kuril, how does it make us feel, Honorable Speaker? Because we are telling the UHC staff, we don't have money to have you permanent and pensionable. We don't have money to give you gratuity for the 5 years that you've worked. And they're asking themselves, 5 years ago when they were being employed, the budget of the Republic of Kenya was at 2.4 trillion. This year's budget, Honorable Speaker, has gone beyond the 4 trillion mark, Honorable Speaker. So they're asking themselves, even after the budget growing with 1.6 trillion, still there's no money that can be able to take care of our health care of the UHC staff, Honorable Speaker. The Daily Nation had a headline written today, patients abandoned. And you can actually see a very sad photo of patients in hospitals. Nobody is there to attend to them because UHC medics have been on the streets for weeks. And now doctors have boycotted duty, citing pay delays. Honorable Speaker, we want to blame doctors for negligence. Obviously, nobody should watch people lay in anguish because they require services that you are the only person who can offer those services. But also, Honorable Speaker, to be the devil's advocate, what do you think those medical practitioners feel when we are not able to process their allowances? When their promotions is something that, we are not working on their promotions, Honorable Speaker. In terms of transfers, because I hear that the problem that we had in that county where that father was screaming yesterday, is arbitrary transfers of doctors, Honorable Speaker. They have no, they have no certainty in terms of offering the services that they keep offering, Honorable Speaker. When we tell the UHC staff that we don't have money for their allowances, we don't have money to have them on PNP, then they look at the budget of State House of the time that they were employed, and they look at the same budget now. They look at the other things that we in government feel that these are the installations that we want to invest a lot of money, Honorable Speaker. When in just one supplementary budget, Honorable Speaker, we are able to give the National Intelligence Service a whopping 10 billion in terms of the addition, because they are working on very serious security installations, Honorable Speaker. It is not bad to invest in serious security installations. But somebody would wonder, now I am secure and I am sick. I don't have anybody to attend me when I go to hospital. So it then beats logic. We want to preserve life because we are working on security. But we also want to expose our people into losing the same life, Honorable Speaker, because we are not offering them the services that they actually require. Honorable Speaker, I've also looked at the recommendations that have been made, and that this is where I think we have a gap in law, and it is something that we in Parliament need to look at. The Kenya Medical Dentists and Practitioners Council, KMPDC, should within 3 months of tabling this report issue a caution or reprimand. Issue a caution or reprimand. That is the law. The reading of section 26A says that the only tools that the committee have, the only tools that KMPDC, Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council, The only tools they have, Honorable Speaker, is question and reprimand. Even when I'm disordered in this House, Honorable Speaker, you only question me once. The second time you chase me out. But for a medical doctor who is negligent and has caused loss of life, it has been verified and it has been found that it is out of the negligence of this particular doctor that this person died. The only thing that we can do is to reprimand. The only thing that we can do is to caution. If you were to actually take the most adverse step in punishing this doctor, Honorable Speaker, is to ask him to go back to school. It's not to take an account of what they have done already. The other thing that we can only do, and you have heard Senator Cherargei speak about it, is to ask that doctor, go back to school. So what becomes of the fate of the people who have suffered in the hands of this particular person? Honorable Speaker, we must make it a bit stringent. We must make it a bit stringent. Honorable Speaker, maybe think about the parents of Anita Kuril. They suffered with this baby when she was alive. They suffered with this baby when she's alive. You can see the kind of suffering that those parents were undergoing. A foreign body is in your daughter's respiratory system. It has not been removed. But to conceal the negligence of the doctor, they want to remove the teeth of the girl. When you ask for the teeth, they are not available. When you want to insist, you are not allowed. They also suffered, and they have suffered with this daughter when she is dead. Honorable Speaker, first of all, do you actually appreciate that this girl died 3 years ago? Justice have not been served to these parents until they have to come to the Senate for the last 3 years. Nothing has happened. When they were seeking information so that they can lodge this particular complaint, Honorable Speaker, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital was not coming through for them. Just imagine. Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital and Kenyatta National Hospital, I think, and Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, I think are the top in terms of the health facilities that we have in the Republic. If people are suffering like this, Dr. Boni Harwali, in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, just imagine what would happen in JM Karaoke, which is not even a teaching and referral hospital, Honorable Speaker. It is from these level 6 hospitals that we expect the best of the best are found, Honorable Speaker. But what do we see? What do we get? Is this kind of a problem? Maybe finally, because I also see many of the colleagues want to speak about this. The only people, Madam Speaker, and I think this is where I also felt that in terms of our recommendation, we apportioned the bigger blame of the death of baby Anita Kuril to the legal department of the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital more than the person who was negligent. Because the recommendations requires that the legal department and the staff of the legal department of the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, disciplinary and administrative action should be taken on them. But for the doctor who caused this death, there is nothing like disciplinary or administrative action that is happening on this particular case, Honorable Speaker. I am wondering, and I am getting confused in my mind, between the people who are trying to help conceal this particular evidence, Honorable Speaker, and the person who actually caused the sin, who should be apportioned more of the blame? Who should carry the bigger burden of the blame of the death of baby Anita Kuril? Because the legal department, in our recommendation, we are asking that disciplinary and administrative action is taken upon them, which is very good, because they were supposed to actually help. They were supposed to help the parents of baby Anita so that they can get the bottom of this. They have a piece of their blame. But I think the bigger blame is on Dr. Odinga and the team of doctors who are working on this particular baby. There is also a very good recommendation, and I think I really hope that this particular recommendation will be implemented. On recommendation number 4, Honorable Speaker, there should be a creation of a formal patients advocacy within healthcare facilities to assist families in navigating complaints. Honorable Speaker, you can imagine people who are anguishing in the villages, Honorable Speaker. People who cannot be able to, who do not even know that they can actually petition the Senate. People who have suffered in the hands of doctors, Honorable Speaker, but they cannot get justice. Because this justice has not, or the framework upon which they can seek for this justice, Honorable Speaker, has not been established. This is a case of Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. What happens to any other person who has suffered this particular, or has a complaint against a doctor, has a complaint against a healthcare facility or healthcare service provider, in whatever level of health provision or in whatever level of a facility, be it a level 5, be it a level 3, be it a dispensary, Honorable Speaker, be it a health center, whatever it would be, Honorable Speaker, you know many cases, Honorable Speaker, of misdiagnosis. Many people have been misdiagnosed. They have suffered in the hands of doctors, Honorable Speaker. You know, many people have been told you have such and such a disease, and it has been established data that they were not suffering from the same disease. The trauma, I mean, that's why you're being told that you have to always seek a second opinion. You have to seek a third opinion. You have to seek a fourth opinion. And every opinion is different from the initial opinion. I'm wondering, Dr. Boni, because you are a doctor, do you have a different set of syllabus that you are subjected to, that this doctor would diagnose you for this, the other doctor will tell you that it is this. In one hospital, you're being told it's H. pylori. In the next hospital, you're being told that you have cancer of the stomach. In the other one, you're being told that it is just water that you're not taking. Honorable Speaker, this incompetence must be addressed, Honorable Speaker, and because I see the light is beaming, I want to consolidate and finish. Number 5, we need to develop standardized protocols and mechanisms for investigating reported medical negligence cases, Honorable Speaker. Actually, do you see that after Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council found this doctor culpable, they were told to go and agree with the family about the action that should be taken? Honorable Speaker, do you actually see, and by the way, I also wanted to ask, since these doctors were fined, I think a fine of 250,000 and another fine of 300,000, was it going to the parents? Was it going to the hospital? Was it going to the council itself? Or to whom was this money being paid, Honorable Speaker? Why can't we have a prescribed list of what needs to be done once you are found culpable? Don't be told to go and agree with the mother. Because you've seen in the submissions of the hospital, they're actually asking the family to appreciate the many working hours. You know, you have to appreciate that we worked on your daughter for so long, but you worked on her. Honorable Speaker, it's like you are going to Nyandarua and you take the road to Mombasa, and you're driving so fast and you're saying, can't you appreciate that I'm driving so fast? But you're driving so fast in the wrong direction. You cannot get to where you are going. Once you have misdiagnosed this particular case, Honorable Speaker, it does not matter for how long you have worked on this baby. In fact, the parents of this baby have argued that you are working on this baby for so long because you already made an initial mistake. Had you noticed that this foreign body was just a seed that this baby had swallowed, Honorable Speaker, you needed not work on her for a very long time. Finally, we need to encourage hospitals to engage in mediation processes with the families of the patient. But, Honorable Speaker, as we encourage hospitals to engage with the parents, Honorable Speaker, we have to have a very structured mediation. It's not that you're just told go and agree with your hospital. There must be a mediation mechanism. Even in court, Honorable Speaker, there must be a mediation. You have to go to and meet a mediator so that you can agree and say that we have settled this matter out of court. Not that you are forced to go and agree with the hospital, Honorable Speaker. Every time people are told to go and agree with the hospital, more often or not, it is the patient and their parents, or Honorable Speaker, who lose. It's not the hospital. The hospital who argue that we did our best. The hospitals who argue that we gave the best medical care. We gave you the best surgeon. But you gave the best surgeon but did the wrong thing. Maybe finally, Honorable Speaker, as I sit, may I also appreciate the Senate. I feel that I am very proud to be a member of this Senate, Honorable Speaker. Because the things that we are dealing with and the things that we are speaking about here, Honorable Speaker, are very, very weighty issues that touch on the people of Kenya. I never hear, as Honorable Speaker, ask for adjournment so that we can discuss individuals. I never hear that happening in the Senate, and I'm very proud that in the Senate we are always dealing with issues, Honorable Speaker. We may not agree every time. We may have divergent opinions, Honorable Speaker, every time. But even at the height of the Gen Z's protest in the June of 2024, when everybody ran away, the Senate stood and we were here and we were speaking about the issues of the people of Kenya. I think that is the Senate that I always aspired to be in, and I am always very proud to be a member of this Senate, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Methu. Let's have Senator Hamida. I hope you are not seated on that seat. Sergeant Atta.